Hello there, dear friends, and welcome once again to the Relaxed Fantasy Review. Today, we're going to be talking about a subclass of the Rogue, specifically the Mastermind. Living up to its name is going to be tricky. The Mastermind Rogue focuses on knowledge and focuses on gathering information. It's actually a little bit tricky to tell it apart from the Inquisitive Rogue, since the Inquisitive Rogue is a detective, but the Mastermind Rogue has a lot of different powers. Let's have a look, see how mechanically this rogue works, because there's some interesting things in here. At level 3, when rogues choose their subclass, you get two things. First of all, you get Master of Intrigue. You gain proficiency in the Disguise Kit, the Forgery Kit, and a gaming set of your choice. So that's 3 tool proficiencies right off the bat, but I'm not done. You also gain 2 more languages of your choice, which could either be awesome or useless depending on your DM, but having more languages I think is always a great thing. And you also, if you've listened to a creature speak for at least 1 minute, you can mimic their accents and their speech patterns, meaning that although you can't copy their voice exactly, you can definitely sound like you're from the same place as them. So no matter where you are, you can hear people talk for a minute, you can sound like a local. And this is all one feature, the Master of Intrigue. Tools, languages, and copying accents. This is a great start, and I give this a 10 out of 10. This is a very, very useful for role-playing and utility purposes. But we're not done. The other thing you get is Master of Tactics. This ability allows you to use the help action as a bonus action. So basically, you don't need to be a wizard with a familiar to bonus action help. You can just do that. You can't do it to yourself, obviously, but you can do it to an ally. And it gets better. You can use the help action at a range of 30 feet. Normally you have to be next to someone to use the help action, but if you're using it to help someone attack, so this is a combat ability, you can grant them advantage with a bonus action at 30 feet. That's fantastic. I could see 2 rogues powering each other up this way, or hell, just giving the fighter or the paladin advantage on one of their big hits. Yeah, the help action is a phenomenal action. It's the reason that the Find Familiar spell is so powerful, and here the Mastermind Rogue just gets to do it as a bonus action at range. Heck yeah, 10 out of 10. We are starting off powerful with the Mastermind Rogue. Now at level 9, they get the Insightful Manipulator power. If you have a minute to observe or to speak with a creature, you can learn 2 of their ability score powers. So intelligence, wisdom, charisma, or their class level, if they have one. And you can determine if it's superior, equal, or inferior to your own. So as a charisma, wisdom, or intelligence-based individual, depending on which one you've chosen as your main stat, and rogues can honestly go either way with this one. You could pick your favorite. You get to know whether this creature is better at that ability or worse than you. That is a neat little thing you can do and can really come in handy, especially if you're dealing with a social situation where charisma and wisdom really matter, or if you're dealing with a spellcaster. If you're fighting a spellcaster and you get to watch them for a minute before you have to fight them, or if you want to know if you should fight them, watch them and listen to them, and you can figure out, roughly, how powerful their magic is going to be if you know what kind of caster they are. If they're a wizard, check their intelligence. If they're a cleric, check their wisdom. If they are a sorcerer or a warlock, check their charisma. There's some good power here for allowing a level of metagaming. So you can really think about this stuff on a different level than a normal rogue normally could. I give this an 8 out of 10. At level 13, you get the misdirection power. If there's a creature granting you cover from an attack, so if you're fighting someone and a person behind them is trying to hit you, you can use your reaction to redirect that attack. The cool thing about this is, it costs your reaction to do, so you can only do it once, and that means you can't use Uncanny Dodge, but you get to just push another creature in the way of an attack. So the attack just misses you entirely. That's better than Uncanny Dodge, because you don't take any damage. And you get to hurt an enemy if you're fighting one. Now, you could also use this on an ally, so you could push the barbarian in front of you if they're raging. But the long and short of it is that you get to redirect attacks to a limited degree. And that's nice. That's a cool battlefield control power, which really helps you in combat. And there's no limit to this. You can do this every round using your reaction to redirect attacks. So this is good. 8 out of 10 for sure. Finally, the Soul of Deceit. This is what you get at level 17. Your thoughts cannot be read unless you allow them to be. Period. There's no saving throw to this. If you wish to project false thoughts, you can even do that with a deception check versus a mind reader's insight check. That's really cool. And any magic that is trying to determine if you're telling the truth will always determine that you are telling the truth, regardless of what you say. You cannot be compelled to tell the truth by magic, or your lies cannot be detected. This is great for social situations and magical encounters. When a creature is trying to read your mind, that can really harm the social aspects or the political aspects of a campaign. And the Mastermind Rogue just doesn't care. They can even give false information, which is really nice. It doesn't have any power. Like, honestly, I feel like this power should have resistance to psychic damage thrown in there. If it did that, it'd be 10 out of 10. Considering that it's all for social and all for, like, telepathy and mind reading and that sort of stuff, it's very specific. I give it an 8 out of 10. It's a great power for when you have that particular situation, but that doesn't always come up. You aren't always going to be facing creatures trying to read your mind. So, 8 out of 10 overall. If you're in a campaign where there's a lot of mind-reading creatures, or where you have to worry about having your thoughts detected, 10 out of 10. But normally, 8 out of 10. Overall, the Mastermind Rogue is great. They're very front-loaded, those first 2 powers. Honestly, those 2 powers would make a 3-level dip into Mastermind worth it, honestly, I think. But overall, as rogues go, 9 out of 10. Mastermind is a great pick, and I would highly recommend it as a support and utility rogue for anyone who wants to help out in combat and have loads of out-of-combat powers. This has been the Relaxed Fantasy Review. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below, and keep your eyes peeled for more subclass reviews coming down the line soon. Have a good one, my friends.